All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Drop It Downs with Mr. Dugai. And today I'm going to talk about last night's thriller of a game. You had the Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Cleveland Browns 26 to, was it 22, um, in a very defensive field game and a game with a lot of, tragedy to go along with it. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to reach out to me, DM me, holler at me, I'm gonna have all that information down in the description box. So come holler at your boy, yo. First off, before I get into this game, prayers out to Nick Chubb. Wow, very gruesome injury. For those you've seen, you know what I'm talking about. Similar to the one he had when he was at Georgia. Looked like it's the same knee as well. Just prayers to him, man, for a speedy recovery, and hopefully one day he can get back to playing the game that he loves to play, man. You hate to see players go out like that, especially players of his caliber. But man, what a game! What a very topsy turvy, one way this way look like this way look like that type of game. Pittsburgh gets the two defensive touchdowns. Highsmith and White was out there looking like a modern day Shaq and Kobe, or whatever dynamic duo you could think of. Each getting a defensive touchdown, and you know, and on the second one, Highsmith forced the fumble to allow White to scoop it up and score. Pittsburgh defense was ferocious last night, and very opportunistic, as well as Cleveland's. My boy Delpit, LSU Tiger, was out there, got a couple of turnovers on his own, an interception and a fumble recovery. Cleveland's defense got after Pittsburgh, as well. Um, but for Pittsburgh, George Pickens, a guy who I liked a lot coming out of Georgia, and it's something about Pittsburgh, man. I don't know who their wide receiver coach is. I don't know if it's the same guy over the course of many years. Pittsburgh is an organization that whenever they draft a wide receiver, he most likely gonna become a star. And George Pickens, you think about the Antonio Browns, the Mike Wiley's, Martavius Bryant's, Juju Smith-Schuster's, all these guys. Now you look at George Pickens. Every time they get a young receiver, Chase Claypool when they first got him, they look like they're gonna end up being something. And George Pickens, what 4 for 127 or something like that. He was the lone bright spot. Otherwise, in a kind of pedestrian offensive game for the Steelers and for Cleveland. With the huge injury to Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford though did look like a pretty competent back. Amari Cooper made some nice catches. Deshaun was up and down, man. Deshaun made good plays, and then he didn't hang on to the football. But both defenses, to say there was a 26 to 22 game, I feel like both defenses for the most part dominated. This is probably the most defensive struggle high scoring game I've probably ever seen. Um, but shout out to Pittsburgh. They get it done. They avoid falling in that 0-2 hole. And for Cleveland, it's a tough night, man. First off, you lose your best offensive player in Nick Chubb, to a season-ending, knee injury, and then you have opportunities to, win a big division matchup on the road, and you give them you spot them two touchdowns basically in a 4-point game. When you do that type of stuff, you had a result that you have, but. Overall, looking forward to see how both teams do the rest of the year in this division. Pittsburgh and both teams gonna have to get their offense together because both teams I feel like could really play defense and could really get after the passer. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have Philadelphia Eagles, NFL, and content of my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly Eagles, fly.